Alright, Chapter 1 Summary. The important points of the chapter summary of the following summary. You should be familiar with these points before continuing with the study with electricity. Circuit measuring. You the manner of the operation of the piece of electrical electronic equipment to determine the reason of the equipment that does not function properly. Certain in-circuit meters are operational equipment. Our circuit meters can be used with one or more device. A compass will react to magnetic field around with a conducting wire current, increase the compass path, increase the current, decrease the compass to move to its left of the current direction, change the compass to move in the change of the direction, permanent magnetic moving coil, meter movement, or D arsenal of movement, using the interaction magnetic fields to produce the movement. It shows, then you have your assembled arrangement, pointer, lower hairspring, support core, iron core, pole piece, upper hairspring, and horse and magnet. In compass displays with the globe with the conductor AC with the compass will flow with the current alterations. The AC low frequency rectifier will allow the compass to react with the average value of the AC. Damping is used to smooth out the vibration to help the preventing overshooting of the meter with the deployment of the damping DV arsenal meter movement accomplished by the EMF coupled with the coil with the movement of the secondary damping system is a vane attached to the coil with an airtight chamber with the meter the movement that reacts with the average value of the AC the scale calibrated to read the root mean squared value. Show the pointer covered airtight damping chamber, the spring coil, connecting action coil, aluminum damping vane enclosed with the damping chamber. There are meter movements that we'll discuss. AC or DC will use the rectifier. They are electrodynamic moving vane, hot wire, thermocouple movements. Electrodynamic meter movements usually determine using in watt meter. They operate much like a arsenal movement, except the field coils are used instead of the permanent magnet. The moving vane meter movement, they operate with the principal magnet propulsion with like poles. This movement measures either the current and voltage. So you have your fixed coil, moving coil, fixed coil, terminal, moving to mixed meter terminals. Alright, your magnetic repulsion causes the moving vane to turn, the pointer, the spring valve, moving vane, fixed vane, meter terminals. Hot wire movement is usually only used to measure current based with expansion of the wire heated through current through the wire. So the current path meter terminals, resistance wire, pipe, pivot, and thread and spring. Thermocouple moves use only the current must be developed in thermocouple when the heat of the resistive wire transform with the thermocouple developed with the current is measured with a very sensitive DC ammeter will be measured only the current. Thermocouple meter terminal with the resistant wire pointer and meter movement. The ammeter measures current. Always connected series with the circuit being measured. The ammeter should have the small resistance. Some of the effect with the ammeter on the circuit that will be kept in the minimum. The ammeter sensitivity amount of the current called the zero full squeal deflection with the ammeter. Shunt F series are used to provide the ammeter range. The following safety precautions should be used to observe the ammeter. Always connect the ammeter in series. Always start at the highest range. De-energize discharge the circuit before disconnecting the ammeter. Never use the DC ammeter to measure AC. And in DC ammeters, you observe the proper polarity. Alright, this shows your resistors 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your meter. Voltmeters used to measure the voltage of the value connected with the parallel circuit that being measured. The voltmeter should have a high resistance compared with the circuit that being measured to minimize the loading effect. Since the resistance of the meter movement is constant, the voltmeter can be measured with the current sensitive meter movement, but using the range of resistors appropriate to scale with the voltmeter sensitivity expressed in the meter per volt. Electrostatic meter move the reaction voltage rather than current used only with a high voltage measurement. Following safety precautions should be observed by using the voltmeter. Always connect the voltmeter in parallel. Always start at the highest range. De-energize the charge of the circuit before disconnecting voltmeter. Never use a DC voltmeter to measure the AC voltage. On DC voltmeter, observe the proper polarity. Alright, show that once again the rheostat or resistor, 5, 1 volt, 10 volt, 100 volt voltmeter resistor, and motor, I believe. Meters are used to measure the resistance. Check with the continuing meters connected with the shear with the resistance to be measured. The meter range of the allow with the mid scale indication of the should be selected. The resistors to allow the meter to serve the range of the in series meter resistance or even the areas and resistance being measured. The series meters have the zero indication right side of the scale. So you have the decrease point of scale 0 on the right hand side, infinity on the left. The common unknown resistor, resistor 1, resistor 2, resistor 3 with a common in the jacks. A shunt meter from internal range and resistors parallel with the resistance being with a measured shunt meter with a zero indication on the left side of the scale. Following safety precautions should be observed when using the meter. De-energize the discharge of the circuit with the I4 connecting the meter. Do not play with the power when measuring resistance. Switch the meter off in the setting to provide the highest range. Move the meter if it leads with the meter with the finish measuring resistance. Adjust the meter after change the resistance. Change the range before measuring the resistance. So you have once again, rheostat resistor 1, 2, and 3, and resistor 1. Mega ohm meter. Mega is used to measure very large resistance, such as insulation wiring. Mega is insulating resistance measured by the other circuits connected to the meter. The lead terminals turn the hand crank note of the meter indication. Normal insulation will indicate the infinity. Following safety precautions should be observed when using the measure. Use the measure with the very instance of measuring only. Never touch the test lead, but the hand is being while the handle is being cranked. De-energize the discharge current circuit completely before connecting the measure. Disconnect the atom before checking the other circuit if possible before using the measure. All right, this shows the hand-driven generator measure, hand crank scale, resistor 1, resistor 3, your test leads and guard ring, resistor unknown circuit. Alright, your multimeter is a single meter that combines function of the DC ammeter, DC voltmeter, and AC multimeter, AC voltmeter, and ammeter. The more conveniently one meter separate the function of the several meters, each of the single function various function of the multimeter selected by use of the appropriate function switch position jacks and meter scale. The mirror may be used to scale the multimeter to eliminate the parallax error. Or the following safety precautions should be observed when using the multimeter. De-energize discharge of the circuit complete with before connecting the multimeter. Never to apply with power to the circuit when measuring the resistance of the multimeter. And you connect with the multimeter series in the circuit with the current measurements and a pair well footage voltage measurement. Be certain with the multimeter switch to AC before attempting to measure AC circuit. Observe the proper DC polarity when measuring DC circuits. When finished with the multimeter, switch to the end of the off position if available. If there's no off position, switch the multimeter into the highest AC value voltage position. Always start with the highest voltage current range. Select the final range allowed with the reading from near the middle of the scale. Adjust the ohm readings reading with the chain of the resistant range before making the resistant measurement. Be certain to read the AC measurement on the AC scale meter. Hook-on type voltmeter. Voltmeter allows you to measure current safely and easily with no needing to disconnect wiring on the circuit. Hook on the voltmeter using the split core transformer to measuring the current. Shows push, pull, and connect on the current and voltage reading. The wattmeter is usually an electrodynamic meter used to measure the measure power. Show the current coil, first, secondary, primary, secondary current coil connected to the load potential coil value, and B the box. Alright, a watt-hour meter is basically a small motor whose instantaneous speed is proportional with the power of the motor. The total revolutions given at the time of the proportional with the total energy watt-hours during the time the watt-hour meters measure energy. Frequency meters are used to measure frequency of an AC signal. Two basic types of the vibrating reeds frequency, which usually is used in an in-circuit meter. With the moving disc frequency, we usually use an out-circuit meter. Alright, show the currency who frequently to be measured with the coil, soft iron, armature, reed, bar, flexible support. The reeds, so your reeds would go 655 hertz, 60, 65 hertz, reeds 70. Your vibrating greatest amount of the hertz would be the vibrating reed. It shows then the indicator dial. Coil A between coil B, pointer disc. And that completes Chapter 1 summary.